Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Oh, look at the toss! He haven't got it!
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it! Big Barry! Good evening and welcome back to the JPB Clio Cup, sponsored by Simstickers, with myself, James Parfitt, and Mark Fletcher. John Sylvester, you're a little bit impatient this evening. Let's go already, he's putting YouTube here this evening. And welcome in Mr. BF John, of course, John Brown there as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got 31 cars on track racing around this absolute epic short track with myself and Mark Fletcher into the booth. Let's bring Mark in for a quick chat. Mark, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Good evening. How are you?
I'm not bad at all, mate. Not bad. Okay, so what we expected here, because we've got the Silverstone National Circuit, a very short track, not many corners at all, 5, 6 all in all. And what have the drivers got to sort of contend with this evening?
I think we're going to see an absolute draft fest in qualifying. Doing a bit of testing myself this week. I think you need to leave about sort of 7/10 of a second between cars. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these drivers have made oval setups, obviously specifically for right-handers, because all of the corners here lead onto massive straights. So it's going to be interesting to see how big the draft is and how the right-hand tyres hold up.
Yeah, well, we got Arthur Fertel currently in the front on a 1:04.524. Let's bring you up to date with the standings here this evening. So let's start off with the AMs, of course, and then we can have a look at the pros after that. Current situation in the AMs is at the top of the timing tower. We have got Jack Werrell on 162 points. Ryan Dudley in second on 159 now. I don't believe that is actually correct, Mark. 2 seconds. We'll have a look and find out what the lovely standards have been up to. And we'll see if we can get an updated event. That would be nice. Let's try that one again. There we go. So we've got Ryan Dudley on top on 257, Craig Jones in second on 213, Jack Werrell in third on 192, David Ayres in fourth on 189, Chris Barnes on 177, Damien Hirst on 173, Mark Chappell on 161, Stuart Gibbons on 136, Ollie Ricks on 131, Tom Weston 127, John Glover 124, Chris Evans there in 12th place 118, Sir Alan Toon on 101, Jason Haddington 98, Andrew Littler 97, Callum Milam 68, Chris Dixon 54, Mick Barry 45, and then beyond that as well, we've got Jamie Dengle on 17 and Stuart Rice on 11. Now in the pros, we have got currently at this moment in time, it is Pete Newman on the top of the timing tower on 365 here, with Morgan Butler in second on 344, Arthur Fertel in third on 342, Dan Mould in fourth on 333, Kieran Sharp on 327 with Andrew Pike on 316, John Higgins 281, James Neve in 8th on 269, Danny Kazar in 9th place on 256, Roger Morton on 236, Jono Johnson on 219, Miles Owens 189, Derek Craver down in 13th on 185, Monique Heister on 14th on 163, Charles Kellerman from the Optical Green team on 136, tied with Rob Williams, Martin Hobson in 17th on 107, Paul Godden from Simstickers on 105. Then beyond that, we've got Carl Jacklett on 94. Now in the team standings currently, so in the pro for the teams, we've got nobody, according to that. Love it. Bear with 2 seconds here as well. Not entirely sure why it hasn't registered the team standings. Let's try that one again. There you go. Pure Sims on the top at the moment on 709 with the Simca Racing Collective on 643. SRL on 552. Blade Designs Light on 527. Safeguard by Result 505. DHD Sim Sport Black on 448. Platinum Racing Team Red on 352. Sim Racing Collective 2 281. And then we've got Optical on 136 with Platinum Racing Team Black on 107. Now in the AM Championship for the teams, We have got Results Clothing on 402, Blade Designs Dark on 313, and then we've got Work Guard by Result 198, Triple P Racing 186, Spiral by Result 176, Rocket Racing with DHD on 173, DHD SimSport Yellow 161, and Air Smart Racing on 98 points currently at the moment. It's getting very interesting at the top of the standings, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice after sort of 3 rounds that, yeah, the front three split by what, just under 20 points there. Important meetings for obviously Mould and Thirdle this week. They can't be dropping points now to the Pure Sims boys. We know they're going to be fast. Newman and Morgan having a great season. Really good through the reverse grids, all of them, to be fair. And yeah, Jack Worrell want to bounce back after his almost shocker last week. He had a great round a couple of weeks ago. Go back and watch that. But yeah, so Jack needs to pull his socks back up and yeah, get to the front of that Anfield.
Pull his socks back up.
Yeah.
A little bit harsh, you know what I mean? Don't you think?
And to be fair, Ryan Dudley's not as fast as he normally is this evening either. Mr. Dudley leading the AM Championship, currently what, 4th?
Yeah.
Oh, cheers, Ryan.
Yeah, sitting in 15th at the moment, 2nd overall. So there we go. So there he is, Arthur Ferdle and Stuart Gibbons leading the AMs and pros at this moment in time. But we are only in practice. Don't forget we have got qualifying, and then we've got 3 races this evening for you. 1 20-minute. Then we've got reverse top 10 for race 2, and then a reverse top 20 for race 3. And that, Mark, I think is where generally it all kind of kicks off in race 3, doesn't it? Because it's been quite chaotic here at times, but it's not, to be honest with you, been horrendous racing, has it? You know, all of these guys are now getting to know each other. We're fully aware. Don't forget, we brought 40 drivers in from multiple different communities and then decided to say, hey guys, all race together. And that alone takes a while to bed in, doesn't it? It's not going to be, it's like a new player going to a football team. He's not going to sit in and fit in straight away.
Yeah, you definitely got to work out who you're racing with. You work out very, very quickly who will go for gaps, who won't, who the more sort of strategic players in the field. But yeah, this Maggot and Beckett's complex, obviously, as you can see on the stream there, we hook a right as we go through Maggot's. We don't actually get to Beckett, so yeah, that's going to be a pinch point, of course. And then yeah, heading into this corner here as well. It's going to be 2 or 3 wide easily on the first couple of laps.
Yeah, they are just going to have to settle down as well. We have got some information here as well. Now, Rob Williams has joined up with the Triple P boys. So he is in the Triple P Junior team with Stuart Rice also as well. So they've now teamed up there as well. So they've gone on to the Triple P and joined up with them and seeing how they get in, of course, as well. Stuart Rice there. So happy days. We've now got 33 cars as we come in to the last few seconds of practice. And what an interesting evening I think this is going to be. Come on then, Mark. Predictions as always. Who are we picking for the win?
Oh, I would like our Thirdle to win. I think Jono Johnson's going to win a race. In case he's listening. Oh, and he's just come in. I'm going to pick John Higgins to win a race, John Higgins Junior. Because we got told last week that he was putting the practice in, if you remember.
We did, but did he put the practice in? That's the question.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. Arthur Furtle's jumped straight out onto track here as well. So Arthur was the first man out on the circuit. Of course, they are represented by their AMS and Pros tag at the top and on their decal screens. As you can see the cars there. Arthur is a Pro. Stretford Field in the Pros, 2.9k. Stretford Field in the AMS, 1.3. So that alone is quite a good split there. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have anyone to race. I think everybody has found almost like a race buddy already, haven't they? You know, you've got the Pros that are racing up the front, and then you've got the likes of Ryan Dudley trying to get himself into the mix as well. You know, everybody's kind of found a buddy. You're not driving around on your own. That's where I was going.
Yeah, and especially with like 30 cars on the, you know, on the brilliant layouts that we've had so far. Yeah, this is going to be pretty short laps. We've always had pretty short laps throughout the season. So yeah, close racing. Competitive racing, so yeah, hope that continues. And John Higgins Jr. did not put the practice in this week. Straight off the press, that.
Or his dad in chat.
Well, yeah, but sounded good.
It did for a brief moment now, I'm not going to lie. Don't forget, guys, we have got this one here at Silverstone National. Then we've got the RedBull National circuit next week. And then we finish off the season at Monza Junior. So there we go. Monza Junior will be the last one here as well. Handsome Stew, I'm not your buddy, guy. Okay. Is that you or me? I don't know. Let me know who you're talking to. Matt Pullman stub as well. If Higgins didn't get the practice, his dad will give him the slipper. I think that's going to be the stand. I mean, that's the standing joke for John Higgins Jr., isn't it? Dad's been in with the slipper and giving you a clip round the ear hole.
I hope he puts it in the top 5. I really do. But yeah, I think let's see who's quick on the first lap. I think there's going to be people that want to get a lap in, and then I think we'll start seeing some drafting. Is what I think.
Yeah, take us for a lap then, Mark.
So into Cops we go. Brake just after the 100-metre board. Use all of the red on the right side. As you can see, people coming out of the pits already. They need to stay out of the way. And then heading into the Maggots and Beckett section. Brake just on the curb. Shift it down a couple of gears. And we're going to use all the road on the outside here. That escape road is just about an off track. Either having to tighten up that little bit. DRS opens now. If we have it, it's a Renault Clio, so we don't. And then, yeah, down the club straight, as they call it, into Brooklands. It says it on a massive building. There it is. Brake just after the 100-metre mark. Down a couple of gears. Use the curb on the inside. Straight over the 2 reds. There we go. And then into Luffield. A long, long corner. Look for the curbs on the inside. Accelerate after the last one. Use all of the curbs. And, yeah, a little bit of an optimal line I think is going to come up here. It's not an off-track in iRacing to send it as close to the wall. Thank you, Arthur. Perfect. And yeah, a lap of Silverstone National with Arthur Firdle.
Very short and sweet. You did see it there as well. Very short and sweet lap. All in all, here is Jamie Dengle in the famous Peppa Pig livery. Back on track this week and currently sitting 3rd in the AMS at the moment. So it's absolutely amazing to see there from Jamie coming back in and doing some more racing once more. So there we go. John Higgins has said it will be more than a slipper if he can't get round 3 corners. The poor John Higgins Jr.
I mean, he's not wrong. There's about 3 corners in there.
Yeah, well, it's 5 at the most, so yeah, no, you have to see what happens. And VJ there as well, go Team SRL and Mr. Dengle. So Jamie Dengle trying to do a job down here, currently in 21st overall. Don't forget, we've got a very large field here this evening as well. There is 30 plus cars going to be racing around this absolute epic short track. I did this in the TCRs. Got to be honest, I didn't do too well. I did have a battle with Arthur Firdle for about half of this lap, which was round turn 1 and going into turn 2 and 3. And I'll say half because there's only half left after that. And then I binned it coming out of Maggots. So, you know, he went past me in the end, which was really no surprise at all, let's be honest.
But he went past quick as well, to be fair.
Well, we were coming into the right-hander and I tapped the grass on the outside because we were going in too wide. And I tapped the grass and, well, yeah, the rest is history, should we say. After that, but David Ayres settling in at 2nd place. Rob Williams got some greens on the board currently at the moment as well. He goes across the auto, sits in 17th place at the moment. I know he's done a couple of practice sessions this week and obviously joined up with the Triple Boys as well. Chris Barnes, Callum Milam, so it's great for them to be taking them under their wing. That's what we did obviously specify the other week when we said about driver training and stuff like that and people helping each other out. Derek Crowber looks like he's locked in. He's going quicker, of course. He is wrapped up behind people. How important is the draft here, Mark? Because as you say, we're in Renault Clios. We're not in F1 cars. You know what I mean? How important is it going to be? Can they really make the use of it, being that we're in a not very draft-dependent individual vehicle?
I reckon 2/10. That's what I think. Down that club straight, super important. But you have to get Cops right. If you get a 1X on heading through Cops, yeah, that's a lap disallowed in qualifying. That's how it works here. Get a 1X, which is more than 2 wheels off the grass, off the racing circuit. 1X, no lap allowed.
Okay, well, there you go. So Team Stub apparently are in the house as well. So welcome to you guys. And also we've been requested to give a shout out to John Higgins Senior. So that's Grandad. who is watching, and we better say hi to Mrs. Senior, whose mum, that would be Nan, who is also watching as well. So a big shout out to you guys coming in here as well, cheering on your favourite grandson, which is John Higgins Jr., currently sitting in 6th overall. So much love to you. Thank you so much for joining us up here in the booth with myself and Mark Fletcher. Hope you enjoy it. And it should be an absolutely good one. And we'll see what John will be able to do. We've got Carl Jacklett coming across the line there as well. Not entirely sure what's going on with Carl's livery. That's a little bit random. He has got decals on it. So not entirely sure. He was in an optical green one last week, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe he's had there's been a driver transfer or something that's come into the last 3 minutes of quali. And looks like, Mark, this is roughly round about the times where everybody starts settling down, don't they? Chris Barnes is obviously going quick. I think he come into late into the session. He's going to be going across the line as well. Okay, can we say, and safely say, Mark, that pole position is going to be important? Or can we say anywhere could be important? Because is pole is going to be as important as anywhere else that we go to?
I think with the big breaking points here, obviously we've just seen it into Maggotts Beckers. I think you want to be out front. Newman obviously flying in qualifying, a shocker, as he would probably put it himself. Morgan Butler currently doing well in the championship, sitting P10 at the minute. So here we go. Look, now this will tell us the Pure Sims boys drafting together. Look, so yeah. Newman up in front of Morgan.
Do you reckon he's pulling him along?
Yeah, this will be a quick lap. So I would say he's going to pull out at the end of the club straight, and he'll let Morgan by.
Well, let's have a look, because currently Butler's on a 104.998 here, just ahead of the AMS. Maybe Morgan can't quite get this right this evening. It's not the most easiest circuit, and that corner alone, the right-hander at Maggotts, can cause a problem. So it's best at some points, if they can, just try and get points on the board, which I think could be what's probably best for Morgan Butler here, because he does not look comfortable currently, Mark, does he at all, with just literally about 1:20 on the clock.
Oh, massive sideways moment there for Butler. That is this lap gone. It would have been interesting to see how he was doing. That is back to the pits for Butler. That is going to be his qualifying over. P10, Morgan Butler.
Yeah, Arthur Fertles. Yeah, done as well. Danny Kazar here as well, sitting down in currently 12th in class, 15th overall. So not good evening of racing for some of these drivers. I don't think some of these have been quite out on track, giving it some practice this week, because at the end of the day, going to be tough with 33 cars on track as well, and they've all got to try as they may, as Pete Newman on a 104.397 at the top currently, and Arthur Fertel down in 4th, Mark.
Yeah, not overly where he want to be, but yeah, he's still up there. Obviously with Morgan struggling there, he's got to just try and stay on the back of Newman. He's got to keep on the back of Newman. He will be starting right behind him.
No, to the right.
Opposite him.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. I can't remember here if it's inside or outside, but I would definitely want to be on the outside going into turn 1.
On the outside?
Yeah, because you can use the runoff at Cops. You can use the runoff and get a 1x.
Yeah, but you're just going to get pushed out, aren't you?
Yeah, but you can. I would personally like to be on the outside.
All right, well, here we go. Let's have a look for the grid. Pete Newman in first, Kieran Sharp second, Andrew Pike third, Arthur Fertel fourth, Dan Mould down in fifth, John Higgins sixth, Carl Jacklett seventh, Jono Johnson eighth, James Neve ninth, Derek Crowber 10th, and Morgan Butler down in 11th. Ryan Dudley, the lead in AMS, with Ollie Ricks right behind him in 13th. David Ayres 14th. That's your 1, 2, 3 in the AMS. Danny Kazar 15th. Stuart Gibbons 16th. Paul Collins 17th. And Chris Barnes down in 18th place. Then beyond that as well, we have got Jack Werrell, Craig Jones, Rob Williams, Roger Morton, Jason Addington, John Glover, Mark Chappell, Mick Barry, Stuart Rice, Damien Hurst, Chris Dixon, and Andy Littler with Jamie Dengle, Alan Toon and Chris Evans behind that as well. So a 33-car grid here this evening. And what a 33-car grid is going to be and what racing it is going to be. It's now time to go. As always, grab your drinks, get your popcorn, because you're not going to have long once more here for the Clio Cup. And we'll see how this one works out. It's going to be tough here, Mark. I wouldn't like to think who's going to be the winner.
Daniel Mould. That's who I think.
Down mode.
Yep, that's my pick. From the third row of the grid.
Okay.
And outside, look, Newman from the outside. So hopefully Kieran Sharp's going to hope that he gets a really, really good start. Look at those Clios on the grid.
Looks incredible. Here we go. Lights are going to be on very, very shortly. 1, 4, 5, and away we go. All of the whole car streaming down there. Dan Mould's got an exceptional start, as did Kieran Sharp and Andrew Pike. Pike blocked off Fertel there. He didn't quite make it through, Mark, because there was a massive move from Pike there, and he moved all the way over and stopped Fertel getting through. He's still stopping Fertel getting through. Fertel cannot make it past this car. John Higgins Jr. tucked up right behind Dan Mould at the moment. And I have to say, 33 cars making it through all cleanly, but it's going to be here. That's going to happen. Oh, Mick Barry's just spun somebody there as well. Oh, they're all keeping control.
Yeah, only one car off, which I think was Stanley Cassar, and he's had a rough couple of times. Who's that has gone off? That's Damien Hirst, facing towards the barriers, saying hello to the marshals. But yeah, away we go. Kieran Sharp right on the back of Pete Newman here, trying to send it too wide. They're 2x2 here. They're both.
Oh, he held it.
Pete, you're throttled down, son. Straightened up that car, but yeah, and again, Newman's going off here.
Oh, Pete. Oh no, they're not going to be free. It's going to be free. Is it going to be another one as well? Fertel banging along with Newman. Mould up the inside. Oh.
How did they get through there? Almost 3 or 4 wide in there. That was unreal.
Mould, the Butler's off. Butler's gone round. Oh, he keeps it off. No, he doesn't. He comes back on. Oh no, Morgan Butler. Not ideal. Oh,
and there's still accidents.
Oh, mate.
That Clio is done.
You reckon?
Yes.
I should hope so.
That is in the body shop. Yep. That's now a Renault Twingo.
Oh, nice.
Look who's second. Come on, Dan.
So Butler, we have Butler in that. Rice, Toon, Barry, Kazar, and who else was in there on that one? And Chris Barnes.
Yeah, something's happened to Morton as well. He's dropping down the field like an absolute stone.
Yeah,
I think he's just been
entered
around.
Yeah, he's just entered into the pit lane, I think. But John Higgins Jr. is sitting down in 4th place with Arthur Fertel in 5th. Here are the gainers and losers on your screen currently at the moment. As you can see there, Evans up 14, Littler up 12, Jack Litt down 16. David Ayres looks like he's out, unfortunately. Then up front, Ricks is up 5, Sharp up 5. Ricks is leading the current AMS at the moment. So that's great work for Ollie Ricks there. Absolutely flying along quite nicely. He's just got to keep it on track at this very short circuit there as well. So let's see how this goes here this evening as we are in the first race of 3. So let's see what happened.
Yeah, we're starting to get a bit of a 3-way breakaway as well. Important not to lose that draft here. 2x2 behind. That is Thurtle and Higgins going side by side. And Jono Johnson just tucked up behind them. We're going to go 2 wide into turn 1, into Cops. Pick up that curb, use all of the outside. All of those got 1Xs there. It's going to be pretty close for the incident limit here this evening. 17 the guys have to play with. But yeah, Jono Johnson sitting patiently behind.
Ooh.
Oh, now we are 3 wide. Mould with the ace card here, holding the inside line as they head down into Brooklands, but that will give him the outside full of field.
Oh, they ain't all going to do it. This is Andrew Pike, Pete Newman. Pete's, whoa, Pete.
That I feel is too much rear bias. As soon as he got on the... as soon as he got on the brakes there, that Pure Sims car started to twitch left and right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it ended up in with everyone else there. And that wasn't ideal, I'm not going to lie, because that sent Ryan Dudley off the side of the track. So Pete Newman with a very twitchy car has just sent Ryan Dudley off into the yonder that is the side.
Like into the barriers. Mr. Fish, exit stage left. Yeah.
Yeah,
not the greatest start we've had to a race meeting. Normally a lot better than this, but 2x2. Thirdle is heading up past John Higgins Jr. up 4 places, running P2. So Thirdle in the battle for the championship here in the Clios. Obviously with Newman now down in 9th place, he's going to be thinking about that championship. Let's claw some points back. Sit behind himself and Mould. See how they get. Jono Johnson is trying to make it a 4-way fight for the lead. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah, it's starting to settle down a little bit now as well. You can see this top lead battle here as well. Ollie Ricks, James Neve and Pete Newman are 7th, 8th and 9th. And then we've got Rob Williams is battling away here with Craig Jones in front of us. Obviously Craig with his matching wheels and matching wing mirrors, it makes him fast. So there we go, apparently, according to Mark in the booth. Rob trying to have a go at Craig Jones down into turn 1. I don't feel he's going to get him this time around, but Derek Crowther is trying to get on to the back of Kieran Sharp, and at the same time James Neve and Ollie Ricks and Pete Newman here as well. Newman trying to go around the outside of Maggots. He's got to be careful. He's got to be careful. Been involved in a couple of ta-ta-tas already this evening here.
Yeah, he's got the run going down the club straight though. That's going to be a done move by the time they get to Brooklands, that's for sure. But yeah, out front, Mould still leads 0.3 of a second to John Higgins Jr. And we've got more smoke in the back.
I think that was James Neve. James Neve puffing up there.
Neve and potentially Newman again then. Ollie Ricks behind Newman, our top AM, with Stuart Gibbons behind there. So the front 2 AMs have broken away quite nicely. Ollie showing some good pace at the start.
To try and catch the Morgan Butler incident. Unfortunately, you can only just see the back end. Can we catch it from here? No, it's still a little bit early. Whereabouts are you, sir? Not quite get early enough. Nope. He's a long way back, mind you, there, isn't it? Where did you start your initial off track? Here. Not entirely sure who that was with him there.
Who's that with the...
What's that?
It wasn't Jacqueline, was it? Was Jacqueline up that high?
I don't know. It's weird because...
007. It is Jacqueline.
Yeah. Carl Jacqueline together. And unfortunately, that's what caused the rest of this. And I'll say the rest of it because that was... Yeah, pinballed around there. And it all got a little bit scrappy after that. But Dan Mould is in first with Arthur Fertile. John Higgins Jr. in third. Kieran Sharp, Jono Johnson battling away there as well. Somebody's got very blinky internet at the moment. But then we've got this little pocket down here. This is the battle in the AMs at the moment. Chris Evans, Dengle, Worrell, Jones and Danny Kazar obviously trying to come back through. Kazar caught up in his own little incidents here this evening. And these guys fighting it away with Jason Haddington from the Air Smart Racing team. Currently at the front with Andy Littler, Chris Evans and Jamie Dengle here all together as well. This is all getting very...
They don't seem to be able to get together, these Clios, do they? We get a lot of very random contacts this evening. Not overly sure why. There's been some updates on it recently, but yeah, they don't seem to be able to run door to door as you would expect in a Clio race. But Jacqueline trying to head up the inside, and who's this going? This is Kieran Sharp and Jono Johnson here fighting for P4 and 5. They're going to run side by side as they head into Cops. This is going to be interesting.
Bit of contact, bit of door rubbing there as well. So the thing is with this, right, the interesting thing, I watched the TCR race yesterday, right, the BTCC, and there was a couple of people door banging all the way round, and then one of the guys just sent the other driver off directly to the left, right? Sent him off into the gravel. Do you know what the commentator turned around and said, which made me crack up? He turned around and said he clearly had enough of him banging his doors, so he sent him off to the moon.
That's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, but I didn't even know.
Pay for the paintwork.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that was legal. Apparently, in BTCC, you could just go in. I've had enough of you door banging me, mate. Get out of here. So, there you go. Oh, dear.
David Ayres in chat saying that he's had some freezing, so he's had to quit out of this race. That's where we lost the results, clothing driver. But yeah, good form so far from Dan Mould, keeping it there. Lap times are good. Arthur Thirdle trying to catch him. Kieran Smart having a fantastic battle here with Jono Johnson. Derek Crowther just lurking in the background for him. Just saying, right, boys, if you want to go 2x2, I'm going to wait here. I'll pick up the pieces when it all happens.
Jack Werrell is into the pits. Jack has been off. He entered into the pit lane as well. So it looks like he may have had an incident and then decided he needs to get it fixed. So Jack Werrell in, Jono Johnson, Kieran Sharp, Dec Crowther, James Need, Pete Newman. Here is this pocket of 5 cars that are on your screen currently at the moment as these guys are racing through Brooklands now. And Jono Johnson looks like he's going to have a clean run at this. James Neve not so comfortable with Pete Newman behind him and Derek Crowther in front of him. So let's see, we've got 10 minutes remaining. Dan Mould's out in front at the moment. He's got about 3 tenths over Arthur Thirdle. So it's possible that he might be able to hang on here, Mark. Might be able to.
Yeah, and they've dropped John Higgins pretty quickly. John's losing about 3 or 4 tenths a lap, so I think that will be the draft. But he's the start of this this sort of train here. But yeah, fantastic battling. Now that it's sort of sorted itself out, Newman on a recovery drive here. The championship leader needs to get back up into this top 5. And remember, reverse grid top 10 for race number 2.
Yeah, I think that's going to be thrown up an interesting one, of course. And currently, Stuart Gibbons is in the pole position spot there, Mark. So that's going to be interesting for Gibbo. See if he can manage to keep hold of it, of course. Johnson still hanging on to this with Kieran Sharp, Dec Crowther and James Neve behind him. Thirdle's got the gap. He's pulling the gap down, still round about that 3 tenth mark. Andy Littler's battling away with Craig Jones here. Jamie Dengle is also mixed up in another one with John Glover, and Craig Jones is there with Andy Littler behind him, of course, part of the result clothing guys. So I'm hoping they won't go and unfortunately ceremoniously take each other out, because that would be never good. Williams here up into 13th, so he's been practicing quite a lot with the Triple BP boys, and clearly it's been paying off for him, Mark. Currently up 8 places.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks that you have to put the time in because it's so fast. You need to pick your braking points. You need to know when you can get back on the throttle. Obviously, use your incident limits to your advantage. But yeah, having a great race with Paul Godden, our series sponsor for Sim Life as well. So yeah, another good result for Paul actually, up 3 places.
Now, looking further back, Jono Johnson, Jabe Neve, Derek Crowther. Johnson's just lost 1 place. Is he just about to lose another? The Crowther's going to go past him. It is. It's now Pete Newman on the back of Jono Johnson for company. So that's not going to be comfortable for Jono Johnson there. I think he's going to be wishing that he hasn't got Pete Newman for company. I'd wish I didn't have Pete Newman for company either, to be honest, if I was in a car. But Jono Johnson is, he has, unfortunately. And he's got Derek Crowther in front of him. So it's going to be a tough one. He's got still about 3 tenths up front. He's coming down a little bit. So hopefully Arthur Thirdle may be able to get Dan Mould. I bet Dan's in that car at the moment, absolutely sweating. He generally says he sweats every single week, doesn't he, Mark? So I wouldn't be surprised if this is another one.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a track where you want to be in front on the last lap, but yeah, Thirdle definitely looks like he's got the pace this evening. Had a decent run out of Beckett's there, but yeah, Dan holding the middle of the road. Not overly defended at the minute. He's going to know that he's got a big gap back to Higgins now. So yeah, 2.3 seconds the gap between second and third. So yeah, Thirdle's going to be thinking, potentially about the championship, but yeah, Mold's going to want to win this race for sure.
Yeah, we've had it from Dad up there. Told Johns to let AT through, to let him attack Dan, and that is what Arthur Ferdl is doing. Third is sometimes the best place to be. Well, it gets points. That's all that matters, is it gets points for John Higgins, and he's got Kieran Sharp coming up behind him though, so he has got to be a little bit careful here, Mr. Senior, so you might want to give him a little bit of a hurry on. And Jono Johnson has been broken away from Pete Newman. Of course, poor old Pete's been involved in a couple of incidents. That Clio did look very squirrely under brakes there, Mark, didn't he? He didn't look comfortable at any one point while he was braking. That car was sort of hurtling right and left constantly.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's setup or brake bias or anything like that, but yeah, when they got onto the brakes, himself and Morgan, actually, to be fair, they didn't look overly settled. Who's that with a massive lockup?
Neve having a coming together with Crowber. He's now trying to stay in front of Pete Newman. Oh, they're going to be running side by side. The gap's down to 2 tenths up front. Is he just picking his time? But here is Neve and Newman currently at the moment, as they're going to come out from behind the building. There they are. It looks like Newman's got this one, I'm not going to lie. John Higgins Jr. with Sharp tucked up right behind him as well. Don't forget, we have got the Sim Racing Collective 2 and the Sim Racing Collective 1. The 1 is on the left, the 2 is on the right with the blue wheels. Is he going to be allowing him to go through? He didn't look like he stuck up much of a defence for Kieran Sharp to get through there either. So, yeah, wasn't much of a defence.
That. No, it's good driving. It's when they've got to realise now that they've got a gap back. And yeah, if Kieran is quicker, follow him. He's your teammate for a reason. You race together all the time. I doubt they'll catch these two at the front unless they start battling, but they don't want to be involved with Crowther and Johnson behind. They've got a gap. Time to use it as teammates. But yeah, Thirdle, keep him Mould honest. Just drop back ever so slightly. Whether Thirdle's tyres are starting to suffer being in that draft, his fronts will be screaming as they come round Cops, that's for sure.
It's currently at the moment there is a lap time. It was 1 tenth quicker than Arthur Ferdl last time out. Ferdl has pulled back nearly about 1.5 tenths over since lap 11, of course. We're on lap 16, so over the last 5 laps, you can see the variation in lap times there at the moment. Dan quicker in 2 and 3, and then Ferdl quicker for 3 there as well. So it's kind of a 3-2 mix to Arthur Ferdl. He's going to be looking at going again. He's got about, well, coming up to 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes remaining here for Arthur Ferdl. Do you think he's going to have a good old go here, Mark? What would you do? You've got points. You're in second place. What would you do?
I'd always go for the win, but I think Arthur just wants to pick up points this evening. He can see that Newman's struggling down in P number 7. Mould's not an actual threat in the championship, but yeah, he definitely needs to keep him honest, that's for sure. But yeah, I'd be going for it. It's race number 1.
Now, I'm not quite entirely sure if me and you are on the same page here, but Rob Williams, Mark Chappell battling away there, of course. Williams now in the Triple P Junior team. And then we've got Craig Jones is battling with Jason Haddington and Carl Jacklett. So it's going to be an interesting one for them as well. Little pockets developing. Crowther now is slowly trying to catch John Higgins Jr., but he's got Jono Johnson for company behind him. Oh, big lock up from Kieran Sharp. That was a smoke-filled lock up there. And unfortunately for him, not going to be able to get it done. Here's Jason Haddington and Craig Jones. Here comes the green of Carl Jacklett. Oh, no. They're going to be 3 wide, are they? No, Jones gets ahead of Haddington. Jacklett's trying to run him around the outside as they're going down into the Maggots left-hander. Here comes Carl Jacklett now. Oh, he makes it past both of them. That was nice and clean this time around.
Yeah, that was really good driving there from Jacklett. He had the inside coming through Cops and then just kept it there, hoping that the two would run together, and that's exactly what they did. Jones is not giving up here, going to go late on the brakes into Brooklands, just put the pressure on, a lock up there from Jacklett, pushes himself wide, but yeah, still got the inside for Luffield, so that would be move done, Jacklett. Yeah, Damo is still in front of Arthur Ferdl. Going to be interesting to see how this one materialises. I think we're only going to have one more lap. So there we go. I think it's going to be one more lap. Can Arthur Ferdl catch him?
Can Mould defend him off for SRL? How is this one going to pan out for these pro drivers? Of course, these are third and fourth in the championship at the moment. Let's not forget, it's Newman, Butler, Thurtle, Mould. Butler, of course, is out. He's not going to score any points this one. Newman is down in 7th. And it's a great opportunity for these guys to bank some points here, Mark. I don't think either of them would be really trying to... I don't think Thurtle's stupid enough to go for something that I don't think he's going to be able to... Unless he can actually nail it, I don't think he's going to go for it. But he is going across the line now. We are going to be on the white flag lap here. Barney's waving. Do you reckon, Mark, he wants trophies, he wants points, he needs points?
He doesn't sit in 23 points away from Pete Newman, who's the championship leader. Yeah, I think he'll pick up the points. Obviously, Mould is a little bit further back, only 32 points, so these two are close, but they've got a 1-2 in the bag. This is going to be where it is. The big drag down the club straight here on the final lap of the race then. What's Thurtle going to do? Is he going to sit there, or is he going to push try and push the move as they head into Brooklands? It's going to be a late one if he is. No, sits back. Thank you, Mr. Mould. I'll follow you through P2. Job done.
Yeah, I would have done the same, to be fair. I think I would have rather banked some points and made sure I'd maintained them than done anything silly. But these guys are going to come across the line. There is Dan Mould. He's going to come across and take the victory here for round 1 of the Clio Cup. Arthur Ferdle sitting in 2nd place there as well. Kieran Sharp comes over the line in 3rd. Higgins Jr., is he going to hang on to 4th? He is just there as well. It's Stuart Gibbons. He's just cleared Ollie Ricks. Right near the end is going to be Gibbons, I think, is going to get the AM win. I wrote down Ricks and they've swapped there as well.
Yeah, I think he was into Brooklands by the look of the timing. Yeah, last lap, couple of corners. There we go. Gibbons fires it at the inside there. Beautiful move. Does he leave him room on the exit? He does indeed. Fantastic move.
They're still battling it. It's still going, but he locks up that. Once he gets that nose in front of him, then he puts that car across him. He's got no hope there for Ollie Ricks. So great racing from them guys as well as they're coming now as well. Here comes Andy Littler, Jamie Dangle, Damien Hurst. They've all finished. We're right the way down with Alan Toon. Currently he's coming over the line. Stuart Rice from the other Triple P Junior. And John Glover will be the last of the finishes for race 1. So an extraordinary race 1 as well, I think. We've got to be honest. So let's see the results here for race 1. And Dan Mould is your winner. Arthur Ferdle in 2nd, Kieran Sharp 3rd, John Higgins Jr. 4th, Derek Kraber 5th, Jono Johnson 6th, Pete Newman 7th, James Neve 8th, Stuart Gibbons 9th. Your leader of the AMS, and it is Ollie Ricks who will be starting on pole position. So that's going to be exciting for Ollie Ricks. Ryan Dudley in 11th overall, 3rd in the AMS, and Mark Chappell 4th in the AMS, 12th overall. Rob Williams 13th, Paul Godden 14th, Danny Kazar 15th, Carl Jacklett down in 16th, of course involved with Morgan Butler. I'm sure that will be a conversation with them gentlemen at some point. Craig Jones, Jason Haddington rounds out the top 18. Andrew Pike 19th, Chris Evans 20th, Damien Hurst 21st, Andy Littler 22nd, Roger Morton 23rd, Chris Dixon 24th, Chris Barnes 25th, Alan Toon 26th, Stuart Rice in 27th, John Glover 28th, Jamie Dengle 29th, Jack Werrell 30th, Mick Barry 31st, and David Ayres and Morgan Butler are the last runners on the grid there as well. So we do get a 5-minute grid in. So they are having a 5-minute grid here this evening. So we will have a bit of time to read through this grid. Hopefully it won't be as fast paced as it normally needs to be. But Ollie Ricks and Stuart Gibbons are on your front row. James Neve, Pete Newman, Jono Johnson, Derek Kraber, John Higgins, Kieran Sharp, Arthur Ferdle, and Dan Mould are your top 10. Ryan Dudley, Mark Chappell, Rob Williams, Paul Godden, Danny Kazar, Carl Jacklett, Craig Jones, and Jason Haddington beyond that as well. Andrew Pike, Chris Evans, Damien Hurst, Andy Littler, Roger Morton, Chris Dixon, Chris Barnes, Alan Toon, Stuart Rice, John Glover, Jamie Dengle, and Jack Worrell round out your top 30. And then beyond that as well, we have got Mick Barry, David Ayres, and I think Morgan Butler will be right at the back in 33rd place there, Mark. That's going to be a climb and a half, isn't it, for Morgan Butler, I think, on that one.
Yeah, tough race for Butler. Obviously not what he'd have wanted starting right at the back there. I'm going to say he'll finish 13th, I'll say. But yeah, great first race, to be fair. Dan Mould out in front there for SRL. Obviously, the Blade Light Designs of Arthur Thurtle picking up points nicely there. And then, yeah, great racing for the Sim Racing Collective. Nice to see those guys working together to finish P3 and P4.
All right, so fresh on the press, off the press, we, of course, have got David Ayres, who said that he's having issues with his graphics. Pete Newman has also come out as well. He's having wheel issues currently at the moment, and that could explain some of the random actioning that we've seen from Pete. He's never, ever been, well, random, really. Mark, I think that's the word, isn't it? Because he was swirling around, he was doing everything, he's having problems with his steering wheel, it's not giving him a full amount of steer at the moment, and he's trying to do his best. That begs the question, though, would you retire it, or would you try and sort the issue out?
Difficult as the championship leader. Obviously, you want to try and obviously not get in the way of everybody else, but yeah, you could tell that the Pure Sims guys weren't overly happy in race number one, obviously both being involved in incidents, which isn't like them at all, I have to say. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting race number 2 with 2 AMs starting at the front.
Yeah, Stuart Gibbons and Ollie Ricks here. These poor guys are going to be sat on the front as well. Let's go Dudley, John Higgins, P4. Take that. And great results for all of the SRL community. No, what happened to Dengle? He was P22, where he got himself involved in a little bit of an incident, and unfortunately there as well. And come on, Jamie, you got the pace. Keep it clean and safe. Well, let's see what happens there as well. And hopefully these guys will do a good job there, and we'll hopefully be able to see Pete Newman resolving his steering issues. So hopefully on that one, it will be okay. But as I say, in practice, he didn't have any issues. It didn't look like he had any issues there in practice. So, yeah, maybe it's been one of them wonderful intermittent problems that we get, Mark, I think is the word for that.
Yeah, unplug the USB, plug it back in, and hope for the best is what that sounds like. It's the worst sound in the world. Yeah, turn it off and turn it back on. The worst sound in the world is when a USB disconnects.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Here is Ollie Ricks, your pole position man. They've got about a couple of minutes left to get on to the grid. Everybody's on apart from David Ayres, of course. David has come out and said he's got graphical issues. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the evening, unfortunately. But get ready, because the lights are going to be coming on for race 2, top 10 reverse. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there was a jump there. There was a jump there. Was that John Higgins Jr.? I think it was. John Higgins Jr. either jumped the start or he got an absolute flyer. But either way, he must have panicked when nobody else moved there, Mark. And everybody comes rushing down into turn 1. And was it a jump? Was it not? What do we think? Because the lights are out.
I'm just watching the broadcast back now. I want to see how quickly he moves. Oh, I think that's going to be a jump. I think he got a little bit excited on the old clutch pedal.
Oh, Damien Hirst. Oh, 79 hit the grass there. And unfortunately, once you're on, that was Chris Dixon, sorry. Chris Dixon hit the grass and he come across sideways. And unfortunately for him in race 2, it did not go well. But as we know, and anybody who drives know, the grass in iRacing is like ice. So I don't think anybody's going to have a moan at Chris Dixon for hitting the grass, because we've all done it. But unfortunately, there's just no stopping the car on the grass there, Mark, is there whatsoever?
No, not at all. You're a passenger, like you say, once. As soon as you hit that grass, especially there when the corner turns, when you're heading right and you are heading towards that racing line. Scary situation. Higgins into the pit lane by the look of it.
That answers the jump start. Jump start for John Higgins. Yeah. Jump start there as well. So Chris Dixon unfortunately involved with that Alan Toon there down in the corner. Apart from that, it's all been clean racing. Not quite sure I agree, Handsome Stew. I'm not sure I agree as there was a wide runner going off there as well. Roger Morton coming through. He's currently sitting in 17th place. A little bit of a door banging with Jason Haddington. As I say, it's nothing as bad as that TCR race I watched yesterday. If you've not watched race 2, I believe it was, go and watch it back. A guy had enough of him door banging and just sent his rival, well, off to the moon, I think the commentator called it. So that should be an interesting one to discuss later on there. But yeah, incredible racing here, and it is Ollie Ricks still out in front. Okay, just as I say that, I got a funny feeling Pete Newman's going to get him down into turn 1, but then we are going to have James Neve, Kieran Sharp, Arthur Ferdle, Dan Mould all battling away in this pocket of battle. It's like Noah's Ark, 2 by 2, going down into Cops. How is this going to work? Ferdle's going to try and squeeze up the inside. Newman's definitely got a 1x for that one, Mark. He ran it extremely wide.
Yeah, he definitely wants to get past Ricks. Obviously, he struggled a little bit in race number 1. So, yeah, damage limitation here in race number 2. Thirdle, and who's that going sideways? That was Kieran Sharp locking up into the Beckett's complex. But, yeah, Arthur Thirdle sticking with Mould as they try and pull their way through the field. Both up 4 places as we're on lap number 3 here of heat number 2. Round number 4 of the JPB Clios. And they're still at it.
Yeah.
That's a look up there from Dan Mould.
He's got to give Sharp room on the inside. That's the problem. He's now going to lose time because he's got to take the wider line. He's got to take that longer line round. And he has. He's look up Ferdle now. Ferdle's gained and gone and run. Sharp's going to get Mould as well. That's been on the outside there for the Brooklands Lovefield complex and has now put himself under heaps of pressure because he's got Derek Carver right behind him. Ryan Dudley as well in that mix as well. Ryan up into 2nd in the AMS currently, up 2 places. Oh, Sharp runs wide. Crowther's going to come and have a go down into Maggots. The right-hander. Oh, this has got to be one of the scariest things for me. Driving in this like that, going down. Oh! It was a triple P! Rob Williams hit the grass!
I thought he was going to make that gap. That gap looked like he was opening perfectly. But yeah, Robert Williams having a big off there into the Maggots and Beckett's complex. That was a shame. But yeah, who was the big loser out there? Was it Kieran Sharp?
Kieran Sharp, yeah. Watch this. Oh, he net-coded on. Oh, he got net-coded from car number 57. That's one of the Sim Racing Collective. That's Andrew Pike. Because watch the netcode between the 2 of them. Can't really see it from this angle. And he, at the back there, he got... Oh, he was so far away. He wasn't far away from making the gap as well, unfortunately for him. But that was a bit of dose of netcode that sent Rob Williams onto the grass and straight into Kieran Sharp. Bit of a shame there, mate. Bit of a shame.
Yeah, I thought he was going to thread that needle there. It was so close to being a perfect move. But yeah, Ollie Ricks lost a couple of places, down 3, but still our top am at the minute. Obviously driving well here for the Results Clothing guys. But yeah, he's got a big gap now to Ryan Dudley. So yeah, he's going to be looking out, hopefully. Oh, as we say, that crowd are trying to get past him. Oh no, it's not. That's Thurtle. So Thurtle still moving through the field, him and Mould. But yeah, Newman and Johnson now heading out the front. And I think it's Johnson past Newman.
Yeah, they are just about near enough making this gap if they can. Newman's on the inside. He's going to have the inside down into Cops there. Is he going to be able to get them? They are going to be side by side. Is he going to be able to leave him room? Crowther set the fastest lap on a 1:04.874. Newman does get it. Ferdle's trying to thread past Ollie Ricks as well. Ricks is kind of up in this bit of no man's land. He's the only yellow, surrounded by 5, 6 reds currently at the moment. Newman's under pressure. Jono Johnson's going to try and run in there on the outside of Maggots. Neves surely wants to just slot in behind Newman, and he's going to have that position. Ricks has been run out wide. Unfortunately for Ollie Ricks, he's now lost that place to Kieran Dudley. But Newman, Johnson and Neves still going at it there as they come under the bridge down into the left-hander of Brooklands. And this is just going to get more and more spicy as it goes on.
Yeah, lock up there from Newman. But yeah, Neve had a fantastic run through Cops. Closed that gap right up. And yeah, now this makes, what's that, a 6 or 7 chain at the front. Fantastic. Newman wide, taking the gravel. And this is going to give Jono Johnson a massive run. He's going to head towards the outside. That door's not going to open, that's for sure. Is he going to go for the inside, which he can sit behind? Right on board here with Jono Johnson. Into Copse they go, break just after the 100. Newman onto the apex, no room there at all.
No, he's not going to be able to make it, is he, Mark, this time around? I don't think. He's definitely not going to be able to. Is he going to be able to dislodge? You can see in the left-hand mirror there as well. Look how Jones Neve is right behind us. Newman locks up again. Neve, Mold's cleared Turtle this time around. Mold has cleared Turtle. So that's going to be Arthur Fertile down a little bit as well. But there is another lovely little battle. Jack Werrell, Jason Annington, Chris Evans, Stuart Gibbons, John Glover, all battling away here further down. And you can see them all behind it currently at this moment in time. And there is a lot of things happening. And we could end up with a 10-car train. Currently, if Danny Kazar could just get onto the back, he's just off the rear end of Andrew Pike, not by much, but he could end up getting himself involved in this one as well. But it is that Newman currently sitting there at this moment in time out in front with Jono Johnson right behind him.
Yeah, Newman's going to be looking in his mirrors because he's going to realise he's got two SRL cars right behind him. If I was Dan Mould and Jono Johnson, I would push my teammate past Newman. Let's get one of us in front of him, then we can work about getting the second one. So yeah, the two SRL boys have got to work together here to try and chase down Pete Newman. They're right on the back of him. And yeah, Thurtle just behind. We know he's no slouch. Second in race number 1. Mould was your winner. So yeah, let's see if the SRL boys work together to try and take the head of this race as we're 10 minutes, well 8 minutes in to race number 2.
Thurtle's trying to run around. I'm not entirely sure he got blocked off there. That was a big old block from Jono Johnson. He clearly had to run. Did Arthur Fertile, and Johnson come all the way to the left. He pulled out of his second place and kind of blocked Thurtle off. And now Fertile and Mould, it's like a Jono Johnson Mould side by side. If you're going to make a move, you've got to thread it through your iron and needle. He doesn't know really which way to go. I would be looking up the inside of Mould for Copse and then maybe trying to hang it there for the inside of Maggots. Obviously, clearly, Mark, I'm not in the car, but that's what I would do.
Yeah, I think Jono's going to lose a lot of places here now unless he takes this off track here. He's lost a lot of time to Mould in that first sector. So yeah, Dan Mould straight through as they run side by side. They don't want to let Newman get away here. 0.6 of a second. 2 by 2 they go.
Oh, he's got to tuck up.
Inside of Neve,
yeah, Fertile's got to... Oh, Mould come across in there. He knew then if he did not get that car across, Thurtle was going to be on that inside line. And this battle of the front 8 cars currently driving off as they're coming into the left-hander of Brooklands. Johnson and Mould trying to work together there. From Johnson's point of view, if Mould is quicker, would you let him go?
100%, especially with our Thurtle behind as well. You saw them bump drafting down that last straight as well. They're aware that Newman's getting away. Newman had a lot. He's going to be a lot quicker this lap. 0.7 of a second in one lap though. This train has lost. Newman rubbing his hands together with this. You carry on, boys. I want to check out from this.
Yeah, Johnson was quicker over at lap 9, but it has been Mould for the last 4 laps. He has been quicker all the way through. He needs to really, in an ideal world from Mould's perspective, he wants to clear Jono Johnson. I'm not saying Johnson's holding him up. I'm just saying Mould at this moment in time, at this point of the race, in the halfway point is quicker, and Mould has gone through this time, and it's now what's going to be Thurtle. Is he going to be able to get through as well? Looks like Chris Barnes may have just had a little ta-ta-ta, and he's gone into the pits. I think that's actually Mick Barry once more into the pits for race 2. But Thurtle here, could he... Oh, he's not going to be going for... Surely he's not going to be settling for points this early on, right? He's going to be, from Thurtle's point of view, he's want to try and get up as high as he can in race 2.
Yeah, definitely. I think Thurtle's now thinking, right, boys, we need to get back on the back of Newman because he is starting to check out. So yeah, as we see it, as we've just said, Thurtle up the inside of Johnson. This is going to be a move that's going to go happen into Copse. It's going to be a quick one. So he's going to want to stay on the back of Dan Mould. He knows Dan has got the pace, but yeah, slightly outbrakes Jono Johnson, gets it hooked on the apex. He's going to run it all the way out to the outside. Move done. Let's get back onto the back of Mould now. That's what Thurtle's thinking. Hope that Jono Johnson's not going to go for the move in here, which he doesn't do. So yeah, Thurtle through to P number 3.
Yeah, a big puff of smoke from Pete Newman up front of us. He's now a second out in front. He's probably looked back and thought, oh no, they've cleared And we've got the top 8 all in a battle here. And then we've got 14th, 15th and 16th together. Chapel and Sharp are also together. And Rice, Evans and Williams here as well. Now, the interesting thing about this one further down, if I'm not mistaken, they're all from Triple P. There they are. Rob Williams, Chris Evans and Stuart Rice, all from the Triple P team. And they're all battling away further down the field for 24th, 25th and 27th. Williams is just about to go past Evans here. So Williams is going to be looking at making that move past Evans. He has done, job done for him. Paul Godden is sitting around quite nicely, trying to chase down Craig Jones in front of him at the moment. Carl Jacklett is one in front of that. There is Craig, of course, there is Paul, and there is Damien Hirst, who has got Chris Barnes and Morgan Butler. Butler's coming through the field, he's up 17 places, currently sitting in 15th as he goes past what looks like Chris Barnes there, and he has done. So Morgan Butler now up into 15th place, but back up front, it's now down to 4 tenths, Mark. It was at a second, it's now 4 tenths.
Yeah, it just shows how important the draft is here. We did think it'd be pretty big. A massive lockup for Newman there. That's going to be less than 4 tenths now. So yeah, Mould onto the back of him. Slightly dropped Thurtle, which is quite surprising. So yeah, two-way battle for the lead at the minute. Thurtle's going to want to stay where he is. Obviously, he knows how quick Dan is, the winner from race number 1 this evening. And Newman, after his P7 in race number 1, is going to want to try and get the win back. He struggled a bit. He said he had wheel issues, so yeah, more points needed for Newman. Car looks a lot more happier in race number 2. Both of them taking the instant limits at turn number 1. So yeah, Mould onto the back of Newman as they head down into Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, I love that. Matt Pullman there has put Paul Newman for the win. Well,
I mean, it's close enough.
Well, you know, I'm sure Pete's going to be well happy about that. You know, I mean, but Mould has got the run here as well. I don't know how comfortable Newman is at the moment, but Mould is coming down. From Arthur Thurtle's point of view, this is nothing more than what's needed for him to get onto the back, is for these two to fight. There was a slight, oh, look at Newman. The rear tyre just stopped. He locked up that much, the rear tyre was just dragging and just stopped fully there. And if that was an F1 car, that he would be going around with teeth chattering about now, because that would have flat spotted the hell out of that. And that ain't going to help at all.
Yeah, it's been a couple of laps on the trot now that that Pure Sims car hasn't looked very happy into the Brooklands complex. Maybe they're in a little bit too much rear brake bias. Unsure from obviously not seeing their setups, but yeah, not as quick as they normally are, these Pure Sims boys. But yeah, Morgan Butler having a great race, to be fair, up 19 places after his unfortunate incident in race number 1. But yeah, Mould, is he going to be our first back-to-back winner? I say, as he misses every apex.
Yeah, Thurtle, look at Thurtle's run. He got the run out as well. Here he goes. He's going to be pushing Mould along. He's got to be pushing him down into Brooklands. There they are. I do love that in chat, mind you. Somebody said Newman needs bleach to deal with the Mould problem. So I'll give props on that. Oh, they've come together. Oh, Newman and Mould. They've all come.
Thurtle.
And Thurtle, they come together. Oh, no. Newman's got...
What happened here?
Jono Johnson. Hit Arthur Thurtle. I'm not sure where Newman was going or what the situation was with Newman there.
I think Thurtle got into the back of Mould, who then got into the back of Newman.
So there's Thurtle. Look, Newman's all the way to the right. Yeah. And then Johnson made contact as well. Oh, so it was all three. No. But that has released James Neve out in front currently at the moment. But boy, oh boy, is that not going to go down well as Thurtle drops all the way down to in front of Morgan Butler.
Yeah, not their finest moments. How to take out the top 4 in one foul swoop. Not the greatest racing. The person who... That's a massive lock up there from James Neves. Where's he going? But yeah, Andrew Pike loving race number 2. Again, had an incident in race number 1 here this evening. Up 16 places. Yeah, fantastic. Ryan Dudley still leads you out from Ollie Ricks.
Yeah, and but that...
Craig Jones.
Mould has probably come out of that the best. Luckily enough for him, he did. And is he going to be the first back-to-back winner? Or is Andrew Pike going to be able to get through? James Neve's got a little bit of a run. I don't like the idea of 3 wide. Pike thinks better of it. He's pushing Mould along currently at the moment. Neve's on the inside. From Pike's point of view, he's going to have to take the long way round. Round maggots they go, that long run out. And now it's all about drafted again. Pike and Crowther this time are going to be in that line. Neve's going to get pushed out. He might be able to hold the inside, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Pike's going to have a go at Dan Mould. Mould runs all the way to the right. He blocks off the run from Neve. Is he going to be able to hold it from Pike, though? Pike gets out in front. Mould looking at trying to cut back again. Going round Luffield now. These guys are just at it tooth and nail, Mark.
Up 18 places. Mr. Pike, take a bow at the minute with 3 minutes left to go. Has driven through this field fantastically. But yeah, Dan Mould. Oh, what a cutback that was.
That was late. That was late. Oh, hold it, Pikey. Hold it. Oh.
I mean, that was ambitious at best. But yeah, Dan Mould just on the inside of Pike. I hope he saw him. Obviously, they didn't. They touched. But yeah, fantastic driving from Andrew Pike. Still not the worst, still at 15 places.
Crowther goes in hot. 3 wide on the way out. Sorry there, Mark. But Crowther went in a little bit toasty into the side of Ryan Dudley. Oh, no.
I don't think this is 3 wide. This might even be 4 wide. We've seen this happen before. Let's see, boys. Can we do it properly this time?
Pike's out all on the right. Ryan Dudley's trying to come through the middle. Oh, Neve's looking squirrely.
I think everybody locked up into that corner, just at different points. But yeah, fantastic driving. Yeah, Dan Mould going out. He is off a second gap. Done. That is going to be another Mould win if he doesn't mess this up. But yeah, fantastic battle here for the last place on the podium between Pike, Crowther, Dudley and Neve.
We're going to have another...
Who's that at the end? That's Ollie Ricks, isn't it, at the back of that field as well?
Ollie Ricks, Danny Kazar behind that, and Newman down in 9th. Fertile is still in front of Morgan Butler. That's down in 13th. I bet that's an interesting battle. But do you really want to take your eyes off what's going on up front at the moment? Dudley's trying to have a go at Crowther. Not making it through this time. Pike's pulled the gap below a second. He's going to have this one and one more. So he's got to finish this one, and then he'll be on the final lap of the race. Is he going to be able to get on to the back of Dan Mould? Is Dudley going to be able to clear Crowther? Dudley's on the right-hand side. Crowther's on the left, of course. Here he goes now into Brooklands. Through they go in these little Clios. Massive amounts of smoke from Andrew Pike. There's smoke everywhere. Jono Johnson's still going to survive. Is he going to be able to come through as well? It's going to be done. It's run down into turn 1 now. And they are literally going to be coming across the line, taking the final lap of the race. And is Mould going to be the first back-to-back winner? Well, time is going to tell, because they have just gone across the line there. Barney's gone on holiday. He's decided he's not going to wave the flag tonight. He's decided he needs a week off. I didn't see him there, so I guess he's gone on holiday.
Is that this one and one more then, potentially?
No, this is the last lap.
Definitely the last lap, right? Definitely so Dudley.
Lap. Oh!
Dudley.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be anybody's tyre mechanic at these races, but yeah, Dudley having a flyer again as well. Ollie Ricks is at the back of this group, so Dudley's going to win again, unless he does something crazy behind Derek Crowther. But yeah, fantastic race again as they head down into Brooklands for the final time. Dudley around the outside, and he's going to try and do it. He's going to be on the inside here for Brooklands and Luffield.
He's not going to get Crowther.
No.
However, Mould is going to take the win here. Pike up. Currently 17 places. He's going to come across the line in second place in the pros. But here he comes. Second double winner here this evening. Dan Mould out in front. Ryan Dudley takes a victory in the AMs. Ollie Ricks comes across the line in second place there. Absolute flyer. And Derek Crowther grabbed third place. Stunning run from Derek, with Craig Jones coming across in third in the AMs. Stanley's coming across. He's got a hold on. Newman, who was that on the left? Oh, he is finished. Craig Jones did come across the line there as well. Paul Glover all the way down is finishing off now with Rob Williams chasing him right beside him. And Glover takes that one. Chris Evans, Andy Littler and Alan Toon will be the last of the cars finishing here this evening. So they're going to be coming down now. There's Andy Littler, John Higgins Jr. Of course, John got the jump start. And then Chris Dixon as well is finishing off here this evening. But that was an absolute incredible second race. And we get to bring you up the results here one more time. And it is Dan Mould once again, your winner for SRL. And then it's Andrew Pike and Derek Carver, your 1, 2, 3. And then Ryan Dudley takes the victory in the AMS. Jono Johnson, James Need behind him. Ollie Ricks second in the AMS there, 7th overall. Pete Newman down in 8th. Danny Kazan 9th. Carl Jacklett 10th. And Craig Jones rounds out the podium for the AMS. Paul Godden, Arthur Fertel, Morgan Butler is your 12, 13 and 14. Important for Fertel though, because he still finished ahead of Butler. So he's still taken points off him, I guess, in the standings. Chris Barnes, Jack Worrell, Stuart Gibbons and Damien Hurst is your top 18. Then beyond that, Roger Morton, Kieran Sharp, Mark Chappell, John Glover, Rob Williams, Jason Haddington, Jamie Dengle, Stuart Rice, Chris Evans, Andy Littler, Alan Toon, Chris Dixon, and then, of course, behind there as well, we did have, I believe it was Chris Evans was the last one on that one as well. So we're go into a brief little 5-minute five-minute warm-up there. There we go. Before we go into race 3, and don't forget it is a top 20 race 3. So currently sitting on pole is Kieran Sharp. That's not a bad pole, man, is it really?
No, he had mega pace last week. Did Kieran Sharp. He'll probably be pretty disappointed with P20 actually, but yeah, Roger Morton going to be lining up P number 2. He's always very good on these reverse grids as well, but yeah, fantastic result for Dan Mould in race number 2. Newman, obviously a P7 in the first race, P8 in the second race. Not his greatest night, but luckily his championship rivals were below him himself and Morgan Butler. But yeah, Dan Mould is going to be loving this evening. This is just what he needs to obviously throw himself back in contention for this for the Clio Championship.
On that one as well. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. We have hit 940 subscribers, nearly pushing that 1K. So if you can, if you're not subscribed already, please do so. And if you can give the video a big old thumbs up, that would be absolutely amazing for us up here. Don't forget as well, guys, you can go and check out our sponsors, simlife.co.uk and of course simstickers.co.uk. Honourable mention as well to Adam Hedgecock, who does all of our photography for our thumbnails and stuff like that, so you can go and check him out as well. And he is currently at www.mrhedge.co.uk, so you can go and check out Adam Hedgecock for us. And then of course all it down in the description below there is mine and Mark's socials and the JPB leagues if you want to get yourself involved in that one as well, so you can come along and race some Clios, or next season as well. Roundabout, we're looking at the 31st of May. We are going to confirm that over the next week or so. We will be starting off the JPB GT4 League as well. And then on the 29th of May, we haven't forgotten about the Clios. We will be starting the Clios again as well. So if you want to get yourselves involved, get yourself signed up, come and have some fun. And then you can come and get involved with either the Clios or the GT4 leagues here on a Monday and a Wednesday. So don't forget on that one, JPB Leagues Discord down in the description below. So come along and come and get involved in some of this epic action that's been going on here as well. So 1 minute 10 on the clock before the top 20 reverse.
Yeah, looking forward to season 2 already. It'd be interesting to see what tracks we go for again. Obviously, it's been a fantastic calendar this year, and we're not over yet. But yeah, it's always fun to pick tracks for these little cars. Little short ones, keep the racing close, keep the racing competitive, and yeah, Roger Morton testing out the tyres.
Yeah, yes. Well, there was a vote went out in the Discord, Mark, about tracks. Now we are looking at going to a 10-race calendar. So we will have 10 races next time. Some of the tracks that have been voted for: Oran Park, Phillip Island, Sandown, the Sebring Club or Modified Circuit, Snetterton 200, Summit Point, Suzuka West or East Circuit, Twin Ring East, Knock Hill, and the Watkins Glen Classic.
Fantastic. What a calendar. Yes. Yes, like it.
Yeah.
And that's a great calendar. I love most of those circuits. Fantastic to have a couple in England as well. Snetterton, obviously, Norfolk, and Knock Hill, about as far north as any of us want to go.
Yeah, now in the GT4s, the circuit there has been discussed. For the fun race, will be at Oulton Park full. The media day will probably be just for a bit of fun at Parfitt. Then we're looking at Monza, Cota, Spa, Imola, Hockenheim, Catalunya Historic, Watkins Glen, Silverstone full, Circuit Zolder, and finishing off at Jerez. So that is the current provisional GT4 schedule. But here is the grid for race 3. Kieran Sharp, Roger Morton, Damien Hirst, Stuart Gibbons, Jack Worrell, Chris Barnes, Morgan Butler, Arthur Ferdle, Paul Godden and Craig Jones round out your top 10. Carl Jacklett, Danny Kazar, Pete Newman, Ollie Ricks, James Neave, Jono Johnson, Ryan Dudley and Derek Crowther are down into your top 18. Andrew Pike, Dan Mould, Mark Chappell, John Glover, Stuart, Rob Williams, Haddington, Jamie Dengle, Stuart Rice, Chris Evans, John Higgins, Andy Littler and Alan Toon there. And then last one on the grid, Chris Dixon and Mick Barry. Now I read that really quickly because the lights are going to be coming on already. It is going to be Kieran Sharp on pole, 5 lights, and for the final time in the top 20 reverse, it's green, 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 and the lights out, and away we go. Roger Morton got a good, half-decent start there as well. Damien Hirst not so much, with Stuart Gibbons and Chris Barnes and Jack Werrell all behind, tucked up at this moment in time. And here is Morgan Butler. He's got to be the man who's going to be one of the favourites for pole position here as well. Pete Newman trying to thread an iron through a needle there. He's got to be careful as Pete, because he's locked up at the moment with Paul Godden, Carl Jacklett, Craig Jones. You're not going to be able to go 3 wide. Oh, they are. Oh,
almost 4 wide then. That was unreal. Fantastic racing. Only a couple of people off. Oh no. John Higgins Jr. in the wars again in race number 3. Jump start in race number 2 didn't help him. Is that Chris Evans is going to be late on the brakes, push him out wide. Not a lot there that John Higgins Jr. could do, and he's had about 4 incidents there.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, Alan Toon was caught up on the inside for race 3, and Morgan Butler is trying to come back through the field, and he is going to be trying to thread it here as well. He's got Jack Worrell and Arthur Ferdle. Ferdle is up 1 place already, and he's trying to make a move as well. Don't forget, these two did finish near each other in the last race. They were actually, Ferdle was in front, I believe, coming down into this one. So it is the final race of the evening, and it is all going to be about what Morgan Butler, Jack Werrell, Arthur Ferdle, Morgan Butler and Pete Newman can do here, because it's going to be very, very tight racing. Further back from that, got Andrew Pike and Ollie Ricks. Pike trying to thread her through there as well. Dan Mould is up 5. He's sitting currently in 15th. Maybe let it, well, we saw this with Ferdle, didn't we? Let it thread out a little bit and then give it a go after that. But Stuart Gibbons is under attack from Damien Hirst here, but it looks like Kieran Sharp has gone. He's out. Oh!
It sounded like a lot more lockups. And who's that? That's Jack Werrell going wide. Morgan Butler going wide as well. I assume there was some contact there between Butler. Oh, it's Newman in the wars again into Brooklands. Not happy that Pure Sims car this evening into Brooklands. But yeah, cleaner start than we've had. So we're doing all right.
Yeah, Carl Jacklett there, Danny Kazar right behind him with Paul Godden and Andrew Pike, Ollie Ricks, James Neave and Dan Mould. These are places that obviously Mould is just going to need to try and get past, but he's got to find his place, because if he's not, he's going to end up being caught in an incident. There's door rubbing coming down the straight now. Here we go with these little Clios. They are going to be 3 wide coming through the Maggots and Beckett's complex. They've all got to leave room, sensibly leaving room. They do. Paul Godden runs a very wide line, does not want to get involved in any of this. And who was that went shooting past him? Andrew Pike. How did you end up there? Oh, he's come out and drifted out wide.
Yeah, he must have known Newman was there, but yeah, just didn't leave him enough room on the exit there.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a shame. Paul Godden.
Yeah, he was the one in front when Pike come across, because he ain't going to be able to do anything about that. Paul ran that wide line. He literally was out the outside, wasn't he? Like, I'm not getting involved in this. And then from Andrew Pike's position, he kind of just come across and let it drift a little bit wide. And unfortunately for Paul Godden, he was kind of just sat there. There weren't a lot of whole heap he could do here. Dan Mould is now up 10 places and sitting in 10th. He's just about to clear James Neve there, so he is through. So Dan Mould now up 10 places. It looks like Chris Barnes has had a little bit of a incident as well further down. But it is this little battle here that's going to be under development as the race goes on, Mark. But Kieran Sharp's checked out. It's 2.3 seconds up the road. He said, nope, see you later. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a massive gap there. And who's that? That's Mould on the light saying, come on, boys, I need to get through here. So yeah, Dan Mould, standout drive this evening. And who's that going slow? I think that was Jacqueline. But yeah, Jacqueline losing 2 places there where they had to slow down. But yeah, Mould up 10 places into P10. It's going well. Arthur Thirdle up into 2nd place. Fantastic drivers. The Butler and Gibbons swapping places behind. But yeah, Thirdle is going to want to get after Sharp. But like you say, massive gap and only a 10th different that time by. So yeah, a lot of work here for Arthur Thirdle to do in race number 3. And yeah, Butler's going with him.
Yeah, Butler's got through as well. It just needs Pete Newman now, and then it would be, well, as it was last time, but I don't think Newman is currently down in 14th place. Is Pete Newman having somewhat not his best evening, seems to be caught up into incidents and accidents this evening, which is unlike Pete, of course. But he has got Jack Werrell and Derek Craver for company. Leading the arms at the moment is this man Stuart Gibbons, currently out in front, sitting in 4th place with Damien Hirst. Stunning drive from Damien Hirst. Not had the best of luck this evening, and somehow the grass has played a massive part in Damien Hirst's incidents and accidents. Mould's trying to run around the outside of Ollie Ricks. That's not going to be easy with the fast James Neve right behind him either. He's got to be even more careful as these guys are coming around the final corner and leading down into turn 1. Mould's looking up the inside of Ricks now. I think that's going to be job done for Dan Mould, and he could be up 11 places into 9th there, Mark.
Yeah, great move there from Dan Mould. Use the sort of run of the Clio that he got there. He had that move planned well before Brooklyn. So yeah, Mould slowly creeping up this field now. I think he's going to get as high as potentially 4th. But yeah, another great night. But yeah, Ollie Ricks, another good showing, running P3 in AM at the minute. So yeah, great night for Ollie at the minute. And yeah, he's got a long way till he gets to the back of Damien Hirst.
Yeah, of course, he's been on the podium. If he can finish there, he'll be the only AM to finish on the podium all 3 times. Maybe if Dan Mould might be able to get there, but he could be the only driver, save it, thank you, the only driver to be on the podium in all 3 rounds in his class. So great run from Ollie Ricks there, because yeah, unless Dudley, where is Ryan Dudley currently at the moment? Oh, he's out at the moment, so he's not going to be able to get there either. But yeah, stunning run from them. Roger Morton, Carl Jacqueline behind him. Arthur Phelps trying to close the gap. He's not really coming down on Kieran Sharp though, mate. He's at about 3.8 seconds.
Yeah, matched each other that time by. But yeah, Ollie Ricks doing really well. That would have been commentator's curse 101. But yeah, Gibbons currently leading that AM class. We look at Roger Morton for the results clothing guys by Safeguard. Decent result for one of the admins here. And who was that going wide? I think that was Butler going wide just in front. But yeah, thought it was going well here. And we're 2 by 2. That's Mould. Who's Mould pushing?
Danny Kazar. He's pushing Kazar. He wants to be stopped pushing him though, mind you.
Oh,
Damien Hirst is, yeah, that's too quick. Was never going.
Went in fast. Everyone else looked like they'd stopped. He looked like he was very much still going in.
Still on the accelerator.
Yeah.
Oh dear, very tough there. But Damien Hirst, he was just too fast, wasn't he, Mark, really?
Yeah, that's one of them when you get really enthralled in a battle, you look down and you go, I probably should have braked by now. And then it's that whole moment of this isn't going to stop. But yeah, you've got to know that you can't add more steering. You've just got to run off the track and hope for the best. But yeah, fantastic battle here between Jane Neve, Danny Crowther, Danny Kazar, who obviously had a really rough race in race number 1, and yeah, Dan Mould on his fly-through drive up 13 positions. Yeah, he's going to want to get on the back of Jacqueline. Jacqueline having a decent evening as well. But yeah, Neve strong in race number 2. So yeah, another good evening for him as we look at Roger Morton. Look at this, smoke everywhere as they head into Brooklands. Everybody's locking up this evening. The rear tyres on these Clios really struggling to turn in. But yeah, Morton, another good evening. Always seems to do well in these reverse races, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he just sort of plods about, doesn't he? You know what I mean? I know he's not, you know, a full plodder, but he just seems to stay out of trouble and move himself up here. We know that obviously between him and Craig Jones, they have that little battle of the AM and the pros, and Craig was in after the last race. Where did the pro Roger Morton finish? Well, sir, where did the AM Craig Jones finish in this one? Because Roger Morton is currently sitting in 5th place overall, so yeah, probably not best for you to be eating words this early on. But Danny Kazar there with Dan Mould behind him. Damien Hirst looks like he's just lost a couple of positions he has to Derek Crowther and Ollie Ricks, of course. So Ollie Ricks is now in 2nd in class there. A stunning run from Ollie Ricks. Oh, well, if you can leave him room, leave Crowther room on the outside. He's got nowhere to go there, mate, apart from the grass. Newman's in 10th. Not been the greatest evening for him.
And he's still having accidents around there. I'll have a chat with Pete afterwards. I'm intrigued to find out what the issue is going into Brooklands. And who's that? That's Crowther getting an almighty cutback on is that Ollie Ricks?
Yeah.
As they bang doors, the inside line is mine. Thank you, Mr. Ricks. But yeah, that was an almighty overspeed there from Derek Crowther.
Yeah.
Got the inside as they head into Cops.
Poor Pete Newman has not had a good night. It's not something we see very often here. Roger Morton, Dan Mould and Carl Jacklett. This is going to be a Jacklett Mould. You've got to give him room there, mate. You can't pinch him. He's got nowhere to go. You start pinching people on that inside line, it's going to be chaos coming out. Jacklett on the left, Mould on the right. You can see each other. You're clearly in each other's side wings there. Oh, settle, Mould, settle. Can't get too close. Coming up now into Brooklands. See what happened here. Jacklett takes a line. He looks like he's going to might run in a little bit too hot. Is Mould going to be able to try and come through? Morton got a very slow exit and has put himself under attack from Carl Jacklett and Dan Mould. Is Mould going to be able to get another position? How far do we think he can get? 4th?
I think 4th. I think obviously looking at the title contenders are past there, but yeah, as a obviously correctly said in chat, Kieran Sharp, fantastic race, still gap at 2.6. Thirdle not making inroads as he can, but yeah, Jacklett holding his own at the minute. As who's that's gone wide? That's Morton.
Yeah, Roger Morton.
Well wide, lost, going to lose 2, 3, maybe more here. And Mould now on the inside of Jacklett for the 2nd time of asking. Can't do it at the minute. The safeguard guy is going 2 by 2. And that's Neve past Morton.
Oh, wrong one. There we go. Oh.
So if I was Dan here, I'd keep Jacklett over to the left-hand side of the circuit.
Yeah, but don't you think if Jacklett's going to try and do the same to him, though, you're going to... Oh, more. James Neve, big on the accelerator. If Jacklett's going to try and do the same thing to him, they're going to be rubbing together, and you just don't know what's going to happen at that moment. You don't know with iRacing netcode, or all of a sudden they become connected. It could all go wrong for the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, you need to, especially in these Clios like we've seen tonight, there's some crazy sort of contacts going on, but you need to slow that guy coming up into the apex to get the run out. But yeah, fantastic racing. It's clean. Morgan Butler's loving this because Mould cannot get past Jacklett. Fantastic defensive driving. It's pro against pro, so no one's going to sort of give room. Well, they've got to leave the space, but yeah, that's going to be a great run for Mould.
Yeah,
this is huge.
This is Alan Toon in front of us as well with Chris Evans. Both of these are back markers. Jacklett drops off, takes the nose out of Dan Mould currently at the moment. And unfortunately for Dan Mould, this is what he's staring at. Oh, Jacklett's going to...
Yeah, push him to the inside, get the cutback.
No. Oh. He hangs on,
And waits for him.
Yeah,
Mould could have gone at the inside there for sure.
Spinner. Newman again. I think Newman's just done a 360 there. Unfortunately there. But Dan Mould looks like he may have cleared, just nearly trying to. Jacklett's not giving up. Roger Morton's got a see. They're leaning on each other around the first corner.
Oh, come on,
no.
Dan, don't ruin a good evening here.
I know, there's determination from Jacqueline, there's determination from Mould. Neither of them want to quit. Roger Morton's trying to come back. He's cleaned up after Jacqueline's got off wide. Has that released Mould now? But they were leaning on each other. I want to try and catch Pete Newman's 360 here. I'm trying to see where it happened. I don't know if this is it or not. Am I going to be able to catch this? No, that's that one. Where are you, Pete? So here comes Newman now. Goes around the final corner, goes round, gets tapped, and then carries on. So there we go.
So it was a
Recovery.
it was a bottleneck from that initial contact from Mould and Jacqueline that sort of put everybody slowing down a little bit. Yeah, but Mould finally cleared Jacqueline. Fantastic defensive driving. The back marker's getting out of the way perfectly, so that's great to see. But yeah, Mould after Butler, not a chance. Not with
7 seconds.
Yeah, that's massive.
That's a long way, isn't it? There as well. I'll tell you what, Gibbons is giving Jacqueline a bit of pressure here as well. Gibbons sitting in first in the AMs at the moment. Another man.
Yeah, this is Pro and Am, so I wouldn't be getting involved in here. Obviously, Rick's obviously now up into second. Craig Jones in third in Am. Fantastic for them.
Why wouldn't you get involved?
That's not my championship.
Yeah, I suppose. I get what you mean.
It's a difficult one. If you've got the pace, then for sure go and do it. But if I was Gibbons, I'd be just thinking, yeah, that's fine. It's a long way to go. But yeah, he doesn't want to be getting involved in any sort of incidents. But yeah, difficult one.
Here is Craig Jones, of course, and Ollie Ricks. Craig trying to get that second place. He's got about 4.5 minutes to try and do this. Can he do this? John Higgins Jr. John Senior's already threatened him with a slipper. He said John's going to be getting a slipper this evening. But he's up 13 places, Dad. Give him a break. You know what I mean? He's one of the highest gainers here this evening, let's not forget, in this race spree. You know, Morgan Badammo's up 16. Haddington up 11. Your boy's up, what's he up? 13 places. So he's, you know, give him a little bit of leeway.
There's going to be no biscuits next time round at Grandma and Grandpa's either, is there? Let's be honest. There's going to be no Werther's Original on that table if you don't finish in the top 10 here.
Well, he's going for it. He's just cleared Paul Godden, and he's got his TSRC partner Pike behind him. So, another lock up from Pike there. John out currently sitting 10th in class, 14th overall, with Andrew Pike right behind him. Ollie Ricks has got Craig Jones for company. There is the back marker staying on the right-hand side there. Well done to them. Thank you so much, gentlemen. That saves me ranting about blue flags on this week's broadcast, because you know how much of a fan I am of them. But it is Craig Jones with Ollie Ricks. Is he going to be able to get him? Can Craig Jones make that move over Ricks? Can he get past? That's going to be the question. Can Jones take second place? Well, he hasn't got long. He's got 3 minutes to try and do this here, Mark. Going to be a tough one.
Yeah, fantastic battle for the last space on the podium here with these AM drivers. It's going to be fantastic. This is Jones obviously had another good result, and that is Newman.
There's Crowber there on the left. I knew there was somebody with him.
Hopefully going past a little bit of a lock-up, bit of a slide in. Yeah, fantastic. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, Ricks. Is this going to release Jones?
He needs to get on the power early, get the drive out of this corner, head to the inside as quick as he can. There we go. Ricks can't come across now. He knows Jones is there. That's going to give Jones the inside for Cops. This is going to be a fantastic. This is going to be for P2 overall in the AMs.
Yeah, Ricks is going to try and run the outside, take the off track. Take the off track. There he goes. I would have done exactly the same. I'm not going to lie. I would have done exactly the same.
To cut away from this AM battle, I've been watching the gap between Sharp and Thurtle. Hello, Ollie. That was a missed breaking point. Jones going to be to the inside there. Gap down to the lead, 1.3.
Okay.
So that's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, fantastic battle here for the AMs. Haddington looks like he's had a little bit of an issue that last time by. He's dropped off the back of there. Pike and Higgins have gone past him. But yeah, Craig Jones up into P2 in the AMS. Ollie Ricks not giving up. Those tyres might have, though.
Yeah, see more smoke coming out there as well. Jones smoke, Rick smoke. Everybody's smoking at the moment, and I'm not going to lie. But there is Kieran Sharp. There is Arthur Ferdle. He's only going to have this one and one more, I believe. So this is the penultimate there. Sharp, more smoke. I don't think there's one person, is there? I don't think there's one person who's not had smoke coming out the back of their car this evening.
No, I think even Barney the Flagman's going to be smoking by the time that this is finished. Yeah, maybe we're struggling on tyres. Maybe that's an issue this evening. But yeah, that gap is definitely coming down. Obviously, Thurtle had a rough race number 2 by all of his accounts. Yeah, it just seems to be into the Maggots Beckett complex and into this Brooklyn. So whether it's the big breaking points that they're struggling at, but Kieran Smart have been leading this one since about lap 2.
Yeah, it's the final lap. Where's Barney? Is he going on holiday? I think Barney's had a night off here, mate. Yep. He's supposed to be on that gank tree and he ain't. So Barney's decided he's taking a night off. So he's clearly off there as well already. So Barney's gone. But it looks like Sharp should get the win. He's got a second gap over Arthur Ferdle currently at the moment. Stuart Gibbons still battling away down here with Roger Morton, trying to get on to the back of Morton. We've got Crowther still trying to have a go at Pete Newman. And then further down, Paul Godden, Jason Haddington, John Glover, who we haven't seen much of this evening in the DHD yellow. They're trying to get onto the back of Damien Hirst for 5th in the AMS. The gap up front is now down to 0.9. And if Sharp's not careful, he's got to wrap it up, surely. He's only got one more corner to go, isn't he?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he makes a mistake around here. But yeah, fantastic drive there from Arthur Thurtle to get back onto the back of Sharp. But yeah, Sharp, fantastic display. Flashes the lights as he comes across. Going to be our race 3 winner here at Silverstone National, round number 4 of the JPB Clio Cups.
Yeah, and there we go. Dan Mould, Morgan Butler. Mould is going to come through, being up 16 places. There goes Butler now. Here comes Dan Mould. Up 16. Carl Jacklett behind him. Roger Morton, Stuart Gibbons, Pete Newman as well. Well done to everybody there. Exceptional evening of racing. Race 3 was a lot cleaner. Andrew Pike didn't quite get Ollie Ricks. John Higgins Jr. up 14. Jason Haddington lost the place to Paul Godon. Danny Kazar manages to stay with him there as well. And then everybody else comes across the line. Chris Dixon. Here comes Jamie as well. Jamie will be coming over very shortly. He's just coming round now Luffield. But here comes 21st place, which is Chris Dixon. Are Benson and Hedges a secret sponsor? Benson and Hedges, are they even still going? And there is Jamie Dengle and Andy Littler. Are Benson and Hedges even still going? Do you know who Benson and Hedges are, Mark?
Yeah, but I don't. It's not a thing anymore, is it? You can't have cigarette companies sponsoring.
No,
imagine if they did though.
Are they still going though? That's the question.
Let me ask Google.
Oh, there you go. Mark's off for a Google. We're going to go through the results. Kieran Sharp is your winner there. Arthur Ferdle in 2nd. Morgan Butler 3rd. Dan Mould finishes 4th in the end. Incredible dive drive by Dan, up 16 places. Carl Jacklett in 5th. Roger Morton in 6th. Stuart Gibbons 7th. Pete Newman 8th. Derek Crowther 9th. James Neve 10th. Craig Jones 11th. Ollie Ricks 12th. Andrew Pike 13th. John Higgins 14th. Paul Godden 15th. Jason Haddington 16th. Danny Kazar 17th. And Damien Hirst is down in 18th place. Then beyond that, we've got Stuart Rice, John Glover, Stuart Rice, Chris Dixon, Jamie Dengle, Andy Littler. And then we go into Chris Evans, Rob Williams, Alan Toon, non-finishers, Jack Worrell, Ryan Dudley, Mark Chappell, Jono Johnson, Chris Barnes, all there as well. Mark Chappell there, Jono Johnson and Chris Barnes did not finish. Neither did David Ayres or Mick Barry, but they did not take the start there as well. So an incredible race from these guys, and one that I think we could be pleased of. There is a lot of people waiting in the interview room, but let's have a chat with Arthur Ferdle here as well. Your man in race 3 finishes in 2nd place. Arthur, how are you? Race 1 and 3, second place. Race 2, not so well.
No, race 1. I was just quite happy to sit behind Dan and take P2.
We did say that.
And then in the second race, I just wanted to stay as close to Dan as possible and follow him through. And the touch couldn't have been any lighter. You know, if iRacing's contact model was a little bit better, it might have just got away with it. But it was such a light touch. But yeah, unfortunately, it ended up with me going off. So it's part of racing. You know, three guys racing as close as that, all battling for the championship as well. You know, you're bound to get a little bit of contact. But yeah, unfortunately, it was me that caused it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, 2 second places, not a bad situation to be in. You know, you got a good haul of points. Newman did not have a good evening of racing. Butler didn't have a good evening of racing. Your nearest competitor was Mr. Mould, and we know how well he's done. He took, 2 first places and a 4th. So he's flying along, but could be in good stead after this once the points gets released.
Yeah, I think the next round, I'm not going to be quite so happy to sit behind Dan and let him have the win, because I think he's going to be leading the championship now.
I think he's going to be near or nearer by. I'm not going to lie. I've got a funny feeling he may be near or by, but he was behind you in the points. But I think he's probably gained quite a few, unfortunately.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was leading now, but I think me, Dan, Morgan and Pete are all going to be extremely close now in the standings.
Yeah, you definitely are there, bud. But we go on to RedBull National next week for round 5. Any thoughts?
I like RedBull. It's great track.
The national circuit, yeah? Little mini one.
Oh, I'm not so keen on that one.
Well,
yeah, I think if you go down the straight, I think it's first right. Yeah, I think it's first right, and then you come back on yourself, not even a quarter of the way down the straight.
Yeah, that right-hander where you go on that cuts the track, that's a tricky corner, that one.
Yeah, well, that's where we're at, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll have to deal with it, won't I?
Oh, so determined to get a trophy. I do love it.
I know.
Oh, go on, Arthur. Right, mate. As normal, anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I want to give a shout out to Stuart Gibbons. You know, I don't know if I don't know if you guys realised, but he won 2 of the races in the amateurs tonight, and yeah, he had a real good night. He should be well proud of himself for the other Blade Designs team.
Well, we are as well. And we've got Stuart in the waiting room, so we will have a chat with him there as well. But Arthur, look forward to seeing you at the Red Bull Ring, buddy. See how you get on.
See you next week.
Take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Really nice when teammates congratulate other teammates.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's have a chat with Mr. Stuart Gibbons, the man who took 2 wins in the AMS this evening. Good evening, Stuart. How are you, sir?
Well, James, how are you?
I'm very good, mate. I've just watched some epic racing. I'm not as good as you, clearly, after your victories here.
Yeah, a bit of a Cloud9 moment, really.
Yeah, but that's the art of racing, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. I was surprised that I finished as high as I did. I think sometimes it just comes down to whether you like the track or not, whether it works for you. And Silverstone seems to be one of those that works for me.
Yeah, and you got Ollie Ricks in race 1 right at the end.
Yeah, I think he was probably just starting to. I think he was probably driving in his mirrors because I was starting to catch him in those last 2 laps, and I think he just braked late and overshot a couple of corners and gave me the chance to get back in. Otherwise, he would have had it.
Yeah, it was a great run down to the line there, Stuart. You know, going forward though, bud, we're going on to the RedBull National circuit.
Yeah.
Short track. What do you think is going to happen?
It's probably going to be a lot of what we had today. Bits of carnage and people sort of running away with it. Don't know. Depends on the people on the day. Depends on how people get on with that particular track. I mean, I like it, but I wouldn't say I'm any good at it.
You've got time to practice, Stuart. You've got time to practice.
Oh, well, I am putting some hours in. I am trying.
Good. That's what I like to hear, bud. But it's showing, isn't it? Look at your evening this evening. You know, 2 wins.
Yeah.
It's showing.
Yeah, I think I was unlucky in the second one. That as I was braking, I just caught the grass,
Yeah.
and it just started to spin me. And I was like, "Oh God, please don't send it into everybody else." And I managed to keep it over to the left, and then rejoin as safely as I could. But yeah, it was fantastic racing today. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well
But
done.
I thought but for me, it was like, let the pros go where you can, and just keep going, and hopefully you'll come out where you come out.
Exactly. That's sometimes the best way to deal with traffic there, Stuart. Well done to you. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, yourself and Mark, who always do a superb job, and for doing the league as well. Absolutely fantastic. I'm loving driving the Clios in this league. It's brilliant.
Awesome stuff.
And the shout out to Dan and John from SROs. They've been my mentors for the last couple of years.
Awesome stuff. Well, Stuart, it's paying off for you as well. And I look forward to having a chat with you at the Red Bull Ring next week.
Nice one. Cheers, James.
Take care, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
Bye. All right, let's bring in the man who moved up 16 places in race 3, 2 pro wins this evening in race 1 and 2. The first back-to-back winner, if we're not mistaken, up here in the booth as well in the Clio Cup. It only took us till round 4 to get that as well. And the man that I think at the end of these points is going to be leading this championship, Mr. Dan Mould. Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
Hi, mate. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I would be as well.
You got a bit of a cheesy grin on my face.
Yeah. You deserve it though, dude. You drove exceptionally in race 1 and race 2, and then to slice through 16 cars going into race 3 was amazing.
Race 2 was a bit debatable. Me and Pikey got together on turn 1, and I was like, for the last 2 laps, I was like, guys, I need to give this guy a position back. They're like, no, don't. I'm like, guys, I braked a little bit later and slived to our team, but I didn't in the end. But looking back now, I think I should have given it to him. But yeah, 2 wins, I'll take that. And race 3 was just ridiculously hard. Carl Jackalette made it so difficult to pass him. And then I think it was Neve, he got up fighting with us, and I was like, oh no, what do I do here? Do I fight? Do I stay back? What do I do? But yeah, it was good racing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I bet you did there, mate, as well. 2 rounds to go. We think you could be leading the championship. What's the thought process for you going into the final 2 rounds? Because you're going to need the points.
Yeah. I might not be for the last one because we're going on holiday. I get back on that Monday. I'm not sure what time. So,
Leave early.
Yeah, I'll just. I actually approached tonight with just want to have a good race and not really, didn't feel like I was going to be on pace. And then opportunities just seemed to open, and tried to take them. Arthur was on my tail in race 1, and I think he was happy for second. To be fair,
yeah, he was.
He just sat behind me, but yeah, I'll just put some laps in again, and hopefully I can get on within a 10th or 2 with the top guys, and then just like I say, I'll just try and take opportunities. It's the key is staying out of trouble and just trying to stay on the pack.
Yeah, there we go.
I think Pete had some major hardware issues tonight. You could clearly see he could not steer the car, which is a shame, but also a good thing. So
yeah, probably not the best round to be landing points on. Sorry, Mark. Go on, after you.
This is important. Are we going to another theme park?
No, I'm going camping. I'm going camping. So we come back on the Monday. So
where are you going camping?
In Bala Lake.
I don't even know where that is. Never mind.
Wales.
Oh, okay.
Wales.
Far away from me then. Probably the best, to be fair.
But, I would say I'm looking forward to it. I just love this league. I don't like the car, but I love the league.
Well, you're certainly showing some pace in it there, Dan. Thank you so much for joining us, bud. Anyone you want to shout out tonight?
Yes. She's probably not watching. She probably didn't care at all, but she heard somebody while I was watching a replay of the stream, and she heard someone shout out the missus. So I'm going to shout out my wife, Thanks for not supporting me, but thanks for but thank you for allowing me to race. It's very good. I love it to bits, and I wouldn't be without it. And the SRL boys, you two, and everybody else in this league. Awesome.
Dan, you take care, buddy. We'll catch you soon.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Where are we going to go now, Mark? Should we go Morgan Butler?
Morgan Butler, and then I think Stuart Gibbons.
Yes.
All right, well, we've got Morgan
there you
Butler. Look, Morgan was talking mid-conversation as well, completely unexpected. Morgan, how are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderfully. Yourself?
Not too bad there, mate. You've had some rough luck this evening. You've had some good luck this evening. So how's it been for you?
It's been all right. I'm just kind of more, I've been telling myself all night, but like, right, no matter what happens, I'll be in sunny Greece next week. So there's nothing to stress about. Everything's okay. Just look forward to sun and free beer. And then I've been just going on that mantra. Everything's been all right.
Well, there you go. That's all you need there, mate. Isn't it, really? I would do exactly the same thing, to be fair, as well. So I would sit back and just tell myself that as well. So you're not going to be here next Monday?
Possibly. I'm not sure yet about Monday. I'm going to try to be, but there could be every chance that I might not be. Depends on if I need to get any stuff sorted or not. But I'm going to try to be if I can.
All right, mate. Well, that's, overall, it's been an interesting evening here with yourself as well. Any thoughts on tonight's driving, though? Because, you've been a big advocate of fair moves and clean driving. Tonight wasn't all that bad.
No, it wasn't all that bad. I mean, there's the odd moment maybe here or there where you question maybe what's going on, but all in all, it's been pretty clean. You're never going to have a perfectly clean evening with absolutely zero collisions, are you? That just never happens.
Yeah, exactly as well. And with the amount of cars, 33 cars on track, it's always going to be difficult, mate. But look, you've survived the 3 evenings of racing, apart from race 1. We won't talk about that one. But overall, not bad, Morgan. Thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Obviously, just the biggest shout out to obviously yourselves in the commentary booth for the fantastic coverage this season. In case I'm not able to make it next week or the week after that, just massive thank you to you boys for making a brilliant show of everybody's quality driving this season.
Awesome stuff. Well, thank you, Morgan, for joining us there, bud, and we'll look forward to chatting with you soon.
In a bit, guys.
Take care. Right, let's bring in Carl Jacklett into the booth as well. Carl, good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really stoked. It's been an epic weekend and really enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. You got yourself caught up in a few bits, but nothing major, and then took 5th place in race 3.
Yeah, really pleased. The pace was there. It was pretty good. Qualified 7th on it. I was well chuffed. It's the car's flying well. My cousin used to race these in the TOCA support.
All right.
I've had a few tips on setup.
Nice.
It seems to be working. I've been offered other setups, and I'm going to stick with mine. It's really working well.
Yeah, that's all that's important, isn't it?
It seems to be reasonably quick at the end of the races as well. Sort of the last 5 laps, it's saved its tyres better than a lot of people. But no, I've really enjoyed tonight. Really enjoyed boxing Craig in behind Alan Toon. That was epic.
I'm sure Craig's probably shouting about that one. But going forward, mate, we're going on to
he was a bit.
Yeah, going on to RedBull National. How do we feel about RedBull National?
That's a short one, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I've done all right at Red Bull before. It's a circuit I enjoy. I had some pretty good success there in the past. So yeah, looking forward to that. That should be good.
Awesome stuff, Cole.
This car should be quite good around there. There's a couple of turns that I think it would be quick on.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us there, bud. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah. No, I won't shout out to them. You'll get upset with me. No, just you lot as usual.
Why would I get upset? I can't control who you shout out, sir. If you want to shout out somebody, shout them out.
No, I'll hang on to it and I'll speak to you afterwards.
All right, man. Well, you take care, Carl, and I'll catch up.
I'll hang on in the interview room for you after the.
All right, mate. You take care, and I'll catch up. Speak to you in a minute.
Ciao.
Take care. All right, let's have the final interview of the evening. One, Mr. Stuart Rice this evening. Good evening, Stuart, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Yourself?
I'm not bad, mate. I'm not bad. And, wasn't expecting you to pop in and have a chat with us. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Honestly, just actually got a result I'm reasonably happy with. So it's part of the reason.
And, it's always good coming off, your controller onto a steering wheel for a racing simulator is always a good start to the evening. And you joined the Triple P racing team this week.
Yes. Honestly, just massive thanks to them as well. Because quite frankly, racing on your own, the biggest problem is you're just left there racing on your own with no one else to talk around you.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem. And, just the whole lot of them, to be fair, the entire race were pushing hard as it is. So it's just, it's just a really good race all round, personally. But, yeah, there's always going to be some incidents. I'm sorry to whoever I hit off in the first corner, I'm pretty sure, at one point, because I sent it and then the door closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, you weren't the only one. There was always going to be incidents in the 33-car grid running down into cops. Going forward, 2 races to go in the evening. We've got RedBull and Monza Junior. What are we expecting from you there at RedBull Ring National?
I'm hoping the same as what I got here, because I think I got 20th in this one, which to me is an improvement over second to last.
Yep.
So hopefully continuing that. It's just I will generally try and survive a race and drive as cleanly and as safely and with as much racecraft as I can, because that makes the racing enjoyable to me. And to be honest, hopefully more of what happened this week, because honestly I had the most fun I've had all season in this race.
Awesome stuff. Well, we'll look forward to seeing how you're getting on next week at the very short RedBull National there. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Honestly, just lads from Triple P, so Chris Evans, Chris Barnes, Rob Williams, etc. Just absolutely top lads, basically.
Awesome stuff, Stuart. Well, thank you so much for joining us, bud. And I'll look forward to hopefully having a chat with you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Take care. Well, there you go, Mark. There's some happy drivers there overall, bud. Not a bad evening of racing. Everybody seems quite happy, I think, this week, don't they?
Yeah, fantastic evening, to be fair. And standout performance from Mr. Mould. Showed the boys there that he does mean business in this championship. The boys at Pure Sims struggled, I'd say, this evening. We don't normally see that. But yeah, brilliant racing all round. And yeah, off we go to the RedBull Ring.
Yeah, there we go, guys. We are off to RedBull National next week. And then after that, we're rounding off the season at Monza Junior. Don't forget, we've only got 2 rounds to go. Then we will be making announcements as well for the next season. Already, tracks are planned for the Clios, tracks are planned for the GT4s. So if you do want to get yourself involved in any of the races, please join the Discord. It is the JPB Leeds Discord down below in the description. Thank you so much for everybody that's joined us in chat. John Higgins Senior, VJ as well, Phil, Handsome Stew, Matt Pullman. Who else have we missed? John Brown was in here as well. David Ayres come in and apologise for his screens. And John Sylvester with popping in chat as well. So thank you so much to everybody there. Sorry if I've missed anyone. Please don't take offence. It happens. But there you go, guys. That's it from myself and Mark Fletcher. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night for the UK Sim Racers and the BSC NASCAR as well after in the playoffs, of course. So if you want to get yourself some NASCAR, tune in about 1:45 in the morning if you're in the UK. But for myself and Mark Fletcher now, you all take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.